This is a jar of face cream. Last year, it was sold as anti-aging, and it cost you around $30. This year, the very same cream has one new word on the front, menopause, and that one word doubled the price. Nothing inside the jar changed. The formula is identical. The factory is identical. The only thing that changed is a label that speaks directly to one of the most stressful, confusing seasons of a woman's life, and a price tag that quietly went up to match. And here is what nobody selling you that jar will ever say out loud. No cream on earth can balance your hormones. If one truly could, it would not be a cream. It would be a regulated drug sold behind a pharmacy counter with a doctor's name attached to it. So the question you should be asking every time you see that word on a beauty product is a simple one. Am I paying for something that actually works, or am I just paying for the word menopause? So today, I am going to show you exactly how that word is being used to overcharge you. 7 of the most common ways it happens, counted down to the single worst offender, the one I think should genuinely make you angry. I will show you the handful of things that are actually worth your money, because some of them really are. I will tell you who actually owns these brave little independent menopause brands, because it is almost never who you think. And I will give you one simple test you can run in about 11 seconds on anything with menopause on the label, so you never overpay for that word again. Nobody paid me to make this. No brand, no sponsor, nothing. I have spent years in and around this industry, close enough to watch how these products are actually made and marketed. And I can tell you the gap between what is in the jar and what is on the label is often enormous. And I want to be fair from the very first minute, because this matters. The changes your skin and your body go through around menopause are completely real. Your estrogen falls, your skin genuinely does get drier, thinner, a little less firm, and you absolutely deserve good products and real help for that. This is not a video laughing at you for wanting that. This is a video about the people charging you triple for a single word. So let me explain how this whole machine works, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. A few years ago, the beauty and wellness industry noticed something. There is an enormous group of women, roughly 45 and up, who control a staggering amount of money. Women over 50 hold trillions of dollars in spending power and make the overwhelming majority of household buying decisions. And for decades, the beauty industry treated them as more or less invisible. And then, all at once, 2 things happened. Those women started talking openly and proudly about menopause, which is a wonderful thing. And the industry realized they were a fortune that had been sitting there, ignored the whole time. By some industry estimates, the business of menopause is now worth hundreds of billions of dollars. So the gold rush began. And here is the clever, cynical trick right at the center of it. Most of these companies did not invent new science. They took products they already sold, moisturizers, supplements, soaps, even little fans, and they printed the word menopause on the box. And they raised the price. The industry even has a nickname for this now: Meno-Washing. You take something completely ordinary, you wrap it in the language of menopause and empowerment, and you sell it straight back to her for more. And it gets worse, because a huge number of these products fall into a category with almost no rules at all. Supplements and many wellness products do not have to prove they are safe or that they even work before they land on the shelf. They just have to keep the wording careful. In fact, the advertising regulator in the United Kingdom recently banned ads from menopause supplement brands for making claims they simply could not back up. That alone should tell you how loose this entire category really is. And the stores play right along. Big retailers and pharmacies have rolled out dedicated menopause sections now. Special shelves and labels and little symbols. That sounds helpful, and in part it genuinely is. But it also quietly herds you straight toward the marked up products, and it makes the whole category feel official and medical and trustworthy, when an enormous amount of it simply is not. And now the part that nobody puts in the advertising. Who actually owns these brave, female-founded, independent little menopause brands? Look closely, and you keep finding the same giants standing behind the curtain. Womaness, one of the best-known names in the entire space, was backed by the venture arm of Unilever, one of the largest consumer goods companies on the planet. Kindra, another big one, got its boost from Procter & Gamble, a company that is bigger still. The very same corporations that already sell you your shampoo and your soap are quietly behind the scrappy menopause startups too. And these were not bootstrapped passion projects scraping by on a kitchen table. Some of them raised millions of dollars before they ever sold you a single thing, with the backing arranged so that the founder's warm, independent story stays out front, while the giant writes the check quietly from behind. And then there are the celebrity lines, launched by famous actresses, full head-to-toe ranges promising to carry you through the change, and priced exactly like premium beauty. This is not some grassroots sisterhood. It is one of the most organized marketing pushes the industry has run in years, dressed up to feel like a hug. So let me count them down, from the merely cheeky to the genuinely infuriating. Number 7, the cooling tax. Hot flushes and night sweats are real, and they are miserable. No argument from me there. So in rushes a whole wave of cooling products, cooling mists, cooling pillowcases, cooling pads, little handheld fans, all rebranded with menopause language and a very serious markup. But here's the thing. A fan is a fan. A cold compress is a cold compress. A cooling pillowcase is, in the end, a pillowcase. The very moment you stamp the word menopause or flush relief onto a basic cooling product, the price can double or triple, even though the thing actually doing the work, cold air or a cool surface, costs almost nothing. A cheap desk fan and a damp, cool cloth do the very same job as the $40 flush management system. You are not paying for cooling. You are paying for packaging that claims to understand you. Number 6, the Relabel. And this is the purest, laziest version of the whole scam. A brand takes a moisturizer it has been selling for years, a perfectly ordinary anti-aging or barrier cream, and it relaunches that same formula or something nearly identical under a shiny new menopause name. Same ingredients, same job, new word, new and bigger price. And because you are now anxious about what menopause is doing to your skin, that one word does an enormous amount of heavy lifting. It makes you feel like you need the menopause one, like the regular cream somehow is not for you anymore. But turn both boxes over and read the 2 ingredient lists side by side, and you will very often find the menopause version is simply the old cream wearing a new outfit and asking for more money. The ingredients your skin actually wants at this age, things like ceramides and a good retinoid, are sitting in dozens of cheap creams that never once whisper the word menopause. And think about what that one word is really costing you. The regular cream is $30. The menopause version, the same cream underneath, is $60. You are not paying for some rare new ingredient. You are paying $30 extra, a full 100% markup for a single word printed on a box. Number 5, the supplement shelf. And here it gets a little more serious. Walk into any pharmacy now and you will find menopause supplements, gummies, powders, herbal blends, all promising to ease your symptoms, to balance you out, to bring you back to yourself. Most of them are a fairly familiar mix of vitamins and botanicals that you could buy far more cheaply without the menopause label slapped across the front. And remember what I just told you. Many of these do not have to prove they work before they reach you. Some independent reviews of these products have found that they did not even contain the ingredients a genuine menopause specialist would actually recommend, and that a few contained things linked to liver concerns. That is the real danger of an unregulated shelf wearing such a trustworthy, comforting word. And the brands here are very often the ones I already mentioned, the ones quietly backed by the consumer goods giants. They are not little herbal apothecaries run by a wise woman in the countryside. They are big business in soft, reassuring packaging. I have sat in rooms where a product like this gets planned, and I promise you the conversation is not about your hot flushes. It is about margin, and about which single word on the front of the box will let them charge the most. Number 4, the intimate aisle, and this one genuinely upsets me, because menopause can bring real dryness and discomfort. An entire category of intimate washes, feminine fresheners, and so-called intimate deodorants has come rushing in, marketed directly at women going through the change. Here is what gynecologists will tell you, clearly and over again. You should not be using soaps or perfumed washes down there at all. Warm water is genuinely enough. These products can disrupt your natural balance, irritate already sensitive skin, and actually make the dryness and discomfort worse. The very things they are promising to fix. So you are being sold an expensive product that the experts say you do not need, that can worsen the exact symptoms it targets, all built on a quiet, ugly little message that there is something about your body that is unclean and needs correcting. That is not care. That is shame with a price tag. Number 3, the hormone-balancing cream. And now we are into the bold-faced claims. You will see creams and serums promising to balance your hormones, to restore your hormonal harmony, to be massaged into your face or your wrists each morning. So let me be as clear as I possibly can be. A cosmetic cream cannot balance the hormones inside your body. That is simply not how any of this works. And here is the tell that proves it beyond any doubt. If a product genuinely could change your hormone levels, it would, by law, be classed as a medicine. It would be regulated as a drug, properly tested, and sold with real oversight and a doctor involved. The plain fact that it is handed to you as a casual beauty product, off an open shelf, is the proof that it cannot possibly do the dramatic thing it is hinting at. That word, balance, is doing something very sneaky. It sounds medical and powerful and serious, while carefully promising nothing that a regulator could ever actually pin down. And watch closely for the softer version of that very same trick. The words natural or plant-based hormones or phytoestrogens sprinkled gently across the label. They sound kind and safe and almost medical, the friendly cousin of the harder claim. But a plant compound sitting in a face cream is not quietly rebalancing your body either. The word natural is doing exactly the same job that the word balance does. It makes a vague, soothing promise that sounds powerful and commits to absolutely nothing. Number 2, the celebrity menopause empire. Over the last few years, a string of famous actresses have launched their very own menopause brands. Full ranges, head to toe, skincare and supplements and more, every one of them promising to guide you lovingly and beautifully through the change, and every one of them priced like luxury. And look, raising awareness is a genuinely good thing, and some of these founders truly do mean well. But take one step back and really look at what is being sold. A natural stage in every single woman's life has been turned into an entire shopping category. A whole product line built on the idea that menopause is a problem with your body that you must now spend money on continuously, from head to toe, forever. And here is the quiet danger in that. When everything you own becomes a menopause product, it gets very easy to start feeling like you are nothing but your menopause. And that is the whole trap. The most expensive thing these empires sell you is not any single jar. It is the feeling that you now need a special, separate, pricier version of absolutely everything, simply because of how old you are. And number one, the worst offender of them all, the estrogen face cream. This is where the menopause tax stops pretending altogether and pulls on a lab coat. These are creams, often containing actual hormones, sold to you through slick telehealth websites, promising to turn back the clock on menopausal skin. They are frequently among the most expensive products in this entire space. And here is what should stop you absolutely cold. Many of them are made by compounding pharmacies, and they sit in a gap where they are not reviewed the careful way a true medicine would be. A prominent gynecologist, one of the loudest and most credible voices fighting medical nonsense aimed at women, looked at the whole estrogen face cream boom and described these products as woefully understudied. Woefully understudied. You are being asked to rub a hormone product onto your face at a premium price, dressed up to look like serious science, when the honest truth is that the evidence simply is not there yet. If you genuinely want to treat menopausal skin with hormones, that is a real and reasonable conversation to have. But it is one to have with an actual doctor who knows your history, not with a glossy checkout page. That is the number one menopause tax. The one that charges you the very most by looking the very most like medicine, while being the very least proven. So before you ever buy another single thing with that word on it, here is your menopause tax test. 3 quick questions, about 11 seconds. 1. Is menopause the only thing that changed? Go and find the regular version of that product, the one without the word, and compare them. If the formula is basically the same and only the label and the price went up, you already have your answer. 2. Does it claim to balance your hormones or to treat your symptoms? If it is sold as a cosmetic, but it talks like a medicine, that is your red flag, because anything that truly treated you would be regulated as a drug. And 3, is there an actual study behind it? And who paid for that study? If the only proof on offer is a glowing quote from the brand itself, that is marketing, not evidence. Run those 3 questions, and most of the menopause shelf falls apart in your hands. And here is one piece of real, solid information to carry with you, because you have earned it. The genuinely effective, evidence-based treatment for menopausal symptoms, for the hot flushes and so much of the rest, is hormone replacement therapy, prescribed and monitored by a doctor. That is real medicine with real oversight. A $12 jar with the word menopause on the lid is simply not that, no matter how lovingly it is packaged. If a channel that tells you this plainly, with no brand paying for the privilege, is useful to you, then subscribe, because that is the entire reason this place exists. Now, the good part, what is actually worth your money, because this was never about buying nothing. It is about refusing to overpay for a word. For your skin at this age, the real heroes are boring and cheap and quietly brilliant. A good barrier moisturizer with ceramides, the kind that costs $10 or $15 and never once says menopause on the front, genuinely helps with the dryness, because the dryness is real. A retinoid, the actual proven anti-aging ingredient, does far more than any hormone-balancing fairy dust ever could. And daily sunscreen protects the collagen you still have. Those 3, a ceramide moisturizer, a retinoid, and a sunscreen, none of them menopause branded, none of them expensive, do more for menopausal skin than the entire premium Meno-Washed shelf put together. And for the bigger picture, your energy, your bones, your strength, The real levers are protein, strength training, and movement, alongside that honest conversation with your doctor about hormone replacement therapy, if it is right for you. And let me give you the fair exception, because I promised you honesty. The menopause conversation itself is a genuinely wonderful thing. For the first time, women are not suffering through this in silence. And that is real, hard-won progress. And some of the brands in this space honestly do want to help. If a particular product makes you feel good and you can comfortably afford it, then there is no shame at all in buying it. Enjoy it. The line I really want you standing on the right side of is a simple one. Buying something because it truly works for you is absolutely fine. Buying it because a clever label convinced you that your own age is a problem you must keep paying forever to fix. That is the tax, and you do not have to pay it. So here is the real villain, and it was never you, and it was never the natural, ordinary, universal process of growing older. The villain is a $600 billion machine that looked at one of the most vulnerable and expensive moments in a woman's life and saw, above all, a marketing opportunity. A machine that took a completely normal stage of being human, stamped a word on it, and sold it straight back to you at a premium, often through brands quietly owned by the very same giants you were trying to escape. That is Meno-Washing. And the good news is that now you can see it. You can stand in that aisle, look at that shelf, and walk right past most of it without a second thought. So tell me in the comments, and I do read them, what is the single most ridiculous menopause-labeled product you have been sold, or very nearly talked into? I have a strong feeling that some of your answers are going to be absolutely unbelievable. And if this helped you see that shelf a little more clearly, then stay with me, because next time we are pulling apart another thing the beauty industry has been quietly overcharging you for years. I will see you there.